Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are doing a kind of encore to Souptember. One final soup video. It is the 1st of October, so we're going to make a spiced roasted pumpkin soup. Now to start, you will of course need to prepare your pumpkins. For this I'm using Hokkaido pumpkins, but you can use any sweet smaller pumpkins like sugar pie pumpkins, the same that you would use for a pumpkin pie. Now to start, heat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you will need a sharp knife to slice the pumpkin in half. Then you just want to scoop out the seeds using a large spoon and place in a bowl, as we can roast these up later after they've been cleaned. Lightly drizzle over some olive oil and rub into the flesh. Then sprinkle over some freshly ground black pepper, some salt, and place on a baking tray open side down, and then roast until soft. Now roasting these sweet pumpkins, you are going to be caramelizing some of the sugars and bringing out more of the intense sweet flavors of the pumpkin. Now whilst your pumpkin is roasting, you can separate the seeds from any of the pulp or the placenta, whatever you want to call it, and give a nice rinse under some water and then dry using a tea towel. And then place the cleaned dried pumpkin seeds into a nice clean dry bowl. And now there are many choices of flavour for your pumpkin seeds. You can go for something simple as just putting over some salt to putting over a whole variety of spices. Now if you want to, you can of course save some of your pumpkin seeds to actually grow your own pumpkins next year as well. Now personally, I'm going to use some cumin, some cinnamon, some cayenne and some salt, and then just drizzle over some olive oil, toss to coat, and then add the spices and stir. Now this is going to give you a nice warming spicy flavour or crust to your seeds. Now once your pumpkin is soft, you may even be able to put a spoon straight through the skin of it. And then you want to set it to one side to cool. Now you only want this to cool long enough so you can actually handle it without ending up with burns. Now you may also be left with some liquid on the baking tray. Now this is going to be almost like a syrupy type liquid that has just come out of the pumpkins. Now this is going to be a lot of pumpkin-y flavour with a lot of the sugars from the pumpkin. Now you can also reserve this and add it to your soup. Then you just want to clean and dry your baking tray, line with some parchment paper, turn your oven down to 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit, and then place your pumpkin seeds, however you have decided to spice them, on the tray in a single flat layer, and then roast for 15 to 20 minutes. Now you're aiming for the outer shells to become really brittle, and then some may even pop like popcorn in the oven, which can give you a bit of a startle if you forget they're in there. Now back to the soup, you want to add some butter to the saucepan you plan on using for the soup. Dice up 1 onion per pumpkin. Now this fully of course depends on the size of your onions.
Boy, that's a big onion, look at that. Woo!
I'm using smallish sized medium onions, and then just dice and add to the pan with the butter. Then just saute until soft and slightly translucent. By now, your pumpkin should be nice and soft and cool enough to handle. Then just using a spoon, remove the flesh from the skin. Then using a spoon, add this to either a bowl or straight into the pan. Now if you have reserved the pumpkin water, you can also add that in as well. And then you want to add in 750 ml to 1 litre of chicken or vegetable stock per pumpkin you're using. Then bring this to a boil and blend. Now as the pumpkin is already really soft, the hand blender is great for this, as all you are basically doing is breaking up the fibres of the pumpkin, as it is already a very soft, almost puree-like texture. Now whilst blending, I did add in some 5-spice mix. This adds a great flavour to the dish, as the spices add a nice warming touch, especially the cinnamon. Now this is wonderful as the days are starting to get slightly cooler here, and the spice mix works together as well to slightly darken the colour of your soup. Now, if you don't want to add any spices, you could completely and optionally just add in some cream. This will play more on the sweet, creamier flavors of the pumpkin, and it will end up with a lighter colored soup. Now, with the pumpkin seeds, you can sprinkle them over the top of the soup or place it in a bowl and have as a nice snack later on in the evening. As oddly, even with the shells on, because you have dried them out, they are nice and crumbly and just crumble in the mouth, kind of like peanuts or like a nice crisp would. And there we have it. That is the last soup of Souptember 2021. Now, as I say in each video, the support recently for these soup videos has been absolutely amazing, and it means so much to a small channel like mine. And I just want to make one more soup video as an extra chance to thank all of the new people here and welcome everyone into the channel. Now, I have some great recipes lined up for the rest of October, and as always, if you have enjoyed the video, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content, and if you are new here, feel free to comment, let me know you're new. I will even try and respond to every comment I get. And then I will hopefully see you all again in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Good soup.